Right, Heather, the isolation complex is called the ISOQ Complex here at Cashman Field. And look behind us, you'll see there are different tents that signify 3 different zones where patients will go. The first zone is called quarantine, where people will go if they may have been exposed to COVID-19. The second zone is the isolation symptomatic tent. Those people there are showing symptoms, but they have not been confirmed positive to have COVID-19. The final zone, the isolation confirmed area, that place can hold up to 58 COVID-19 positive patients. The facility here is for the homeless, but they can't just walk in. The people here must be sent by a medical provider. Leaders say the ISOQ facility can support up to 500 patients.
This particular site is actually the first of its kind in the country. This is a pre-hospital acute observation site versus most of the other field hospitals around the country are actually overflow hospitals from the actual hospital itself.
The ISOQ complex is set to become operational tonight at 6 o'clock. It does fall into Councilman Cedric Creer's ward. I asked him just after our media tour this morning if he feels this place will be ready to take its first patient in tonight at 6 o'clock. He says they hope they don't have to take a patient in tonight, but they will be if they need to.
Before the coronavirus pandemic, thousands of Nevadans were at risk of losing their food stamps starting this very month. Now, because of the national emergency, the Trump administration is holding off on those changes that we first told you about several weeks ago. News 3's Alexis Gorey explains what this means for Nevadans who receive those so-called SNAP benefits.
It's basic needs. It's folks who were already struggling and are most affected by the ebbs and flows of unemployment.
Unemployment that has now skyrocketed across the United States. The coronavirus forcing the closure of non-essential businesses in an effort to stop the spread.
Obviously now, given what unemployment has done, we cannot reasonably expect folks to engage in work or work-related activity now.
Due to the national emergency, the Trump administration is now delaying their pursuit of a new work rule for SNAP recipients. The change would have taken effect April 1st and would have tightened mandatory work requirements for adults ages 18 to 49 who are able-bodied and aren't disabled. But thanks to an emergency waiver from Congress, Julie Balderson with the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services says about 25,000 Nevadans will keep their SNAP benefits for now.
The idea was that those folks who might have been looking at losing their benefits would then have just been required to engage in some type of work-related activity.
Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford, along with 15 other U.S. Attorneys General, filed a lawsuit back in January to stop the rule from taking effect. And in March, a federal judge in Washington, D.C. blocked the new rule. According to AG Ford, the injunction was a big win for all 16 states involved in the litigation.
This is exactly the kind of assistance that you want folks to have.
But Balderson expects the unemployment rate to stay high after the pandemic, which would then qualify Nevada to continue waiving the work requirement. A ruling on the collective lawsuit is expected in the fall. In Las Vegas, Alexis Gorey, News 3.
Those who are receiving unemployment benefits could see an additional $600 a week very soon. Our Faith Jesse spoke with a representative from the Nevada Unemployment Office and has the latest information that a lot of people are hoping for.
And you know what, Heather, to the story you were mentioning before about the issues, we had so many of you all contact us, so I took the liberty to pick up the phone and call the representative over at the department, spoke with her briefly this morning, and she revealed to me that because folks have to file every week to receive these benefits and you still have initial filers, Sundays, that's going to be some of your highest traffic days on the site. So try to get on, if you're doing your weekly filing, before Sunday, late night hours, early morning hours. But something else we are going to see, especially if you are filing for this unemployment, you could be seeing an additional $600 a week coming very soon. Rosa Mendez, who I spoke with the department, says that they are working on getting this additional $600 out within the next week. It comes from the CARE Act, and while reaching the department remains challenging, Mendez is reminding initial filers to do it online during non-peak hours. Once again, early mornings, late nights are recommended. She says Sundays are slow because everyone is on the site, guys. So that is why it is slow. She says when it looks like the site is crashing, sometimes the site is just slowing down and you have to be patient. She says filing weekly is key to getting benefits. In addition to that $600, you have to file weekly to get that.
So that'll be the first one that we hope to roll out, and that will be a weekly benefit that will be in addition to whatever benefit is determined to be for you for your individual case. We need to have those people that have already basically completed their initial claim to keep filing weekly so they can continue to receive benefits.
So file weekly, that's the biggest thing she wanted to put out there. A couple of other things. If you are denied and you believe you're eligible, appeal for that within 11 days, okay? Another thing, if you're having issues on the website, Mendez is asking everyone to go to their online resources on YouTube to kind of troubleshoot yourself through the website before picking up the phone. We'll put a link to that at news3lv.com.